warm welcome to one another. We, the NSS unit of St.James College of Nursing, are here to present our program on World Environmental Day. This day is celebrated on June 5th in every year. The main purpose of celebrating this day is to spread the awareness about the current situation of environment. The environment cares us and help us to survive. Let's care the nature so that we can have a better future.
Sun rose every day in the city. Plants and butterflies enjoy the sunlight and water until the trucks and every other human beings started uprooting the trees from our environment. Then they converted the woods into paper. They remodeled the cars, which causes air pollution. They started littering plastics in the water, and leakage of oil causes water pollution. And this all causes to global warming. Some people cut the trees, which leads to deforestation and earthquake. In many countries, ice are melting, which leads to flood. Only 30% of our earth contains trees and other plants. Now, people started making buildings and papers out of the plants. %100% of our planet will be taken over in the nearby future. Now it's up to us to take any action. The theme of the World Environment Day 2021 is ecosystem restoration. Let's look onto the problems faced by our Mother Earth.
The main reason for this is the increase in the temperature caused by deforestation. Deforestation causes increases in temperature and can affect soil moisture, reducing yielding in some areas and increasing flooding in others. In order to get rid of this, we should reduce temperature in the atmosphere by encouraging replanting of foresting, supporting organizations that push for anti-deforestation, and by recycling and reusing methods. So save forests, save the climate.
Disease due to air pollution. We all are familiar with the word air pollution. In the present scenario, the rate of air pollution is climbing up. What leads to air pollution? Burning of fossil fuels and industrial emission, along with the open burning of garbage, increases air pollution. How could we prevent this? By following 4R principle, that is, reduce, reuse, recycle and recover, we can reduce air pollution to some extent. But more than that, planting trees could bring up more changes. Say no to deforestation. Plant trees, save earth.
Water is essential for every living organism to sustain their lives. It is one of the essential constituents on the planet. Water pollution is the spoilage of water bodies that are usually caused due to human activities. When toxic substances are introduced into the water bodies, such as lakes, oceans, rivers, and so on, the water pollution takes place. So friends, save our water resources for a better future.
Over 20 years, the Chalakudy district of Kerala has been using endosulfan as a pesticide, and we all know what happened as a result of it. It caused the death of many animals and human beings. Isn't it our greed that caused the traumatic condition? There is always things for humans need, but not for humans' greed. For our greed, we set up industries, thermal power plants, factories, use fertilizers and pesticides in uncontrollable manner. Now we face this consequence. Food that is supposed to give us nutrition is now killing us. Isn't it time for a change? A time to restore our ecosystem for what we have done? A nation that destroys the soil is destroying itself. Don't spoil our soil by our own practices, and don't start the doomsday count by our own practices. Restore the ecosystem. The nature is our asset. We should deal with the nature as our mother because she also nurtures us and shelters us. What we are now doing to the world by degrading the land surfaces, by polluting the water, and by adding greenhouse gases to the environment, all these are the new experience to the nature. It is the mankind and their activity that changing the way of life in a most dangerous and damaging way. The result is that the future is more likely to be more fundamental and widespread than anything we have now. The changes in the sea around us, the changes in the atmosphere around us, of course, the changes in the climate. All these make our life difficult. Remember, we are not lords. We are the Lord's creature, trustees of the planet. We have the right to protect our nature with all its mysteries and wonders.
One of the famous environmental activists who have greatly influenced us is Greta Thunberg. Greta Thunberg, who seems to have understood the importance of climate change at an early age, is an 18-year-old Swedish environmental activist born on Jan 3, 2003 in Stockholm. In a very short span, she became the global face of the growing youth movement against the climate inaction. At the age of 8 in the year 2011, she first heard about the climate change and she was very much depressed about the situation, and as a result, she stopped eating and talking to others. Later, she was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, and she described it as a gift and said, "Being different is a superpower." During her school days, her message was, "School strike for climate." So Greta began skipping schools on Fridays and protesting outside the Swedish parliament and launching a hashtag Fridays for Future. Her actions have spread and influenced millions of young people all over the world, and she urged the students around the world to make similar demands in their own countries. And as a result, she is a well-known sparkling environmental activist among the youth.
Words of the famous American sociologist and writer E. O. Wilson. From the single words, very clear that how the nature is tortured by the human beings for their greed. As we discussed above, those were the problems we are facing today and going to face tomorrow if we kept our responsibilities towards nature still silent. So dear friends, it's time to wake up. Don't just conclude this very special day with a program or what it may be. Take a step from you. It will inspire others. Maybe it's difficult, then struggle yourself to move with your God. It will motivate others. Always remember that this nature is not only for us, but also for the next generation. And it's our duty also for the responsibility to protect this nature in its diversity. Then trust me, this future will be grateful to you.